Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem 7 randomized playthrough. This is Chapter 13, In Search of Truth. So this chapter is very complicated, and the very first example of me being a complete Fire Emblem idiot and moron. So we got a few objectives we'll want to meet. There are two villages to visit, this one and this one up here. This one is much more mandatory than the other, so if you are ever having problems with this chapter, feel free to ignore this village down here. You don't need to get it, and the way I plan to get it, with Rebecca, you won't be able to do that on a normal playthrough, because you normally don't have a flying unit. We also have a unit down here to recruit, Guy, or Guy, or however you pronounce his stupid name. I'll talk about him once we've actually recruited him. It might be a bit difficult, and I don't want to waste time talking about him and whether or not he's going to be an upgrade or a downgrade or what have you until we already have him. Anyway, normally what I would do is to recruit Guy, you need to talk to him with Matthew, and I would normally send like Marcus, Matthew, and a few other units down south here to lure Guy out. Guy, whatever. Lure this guy out, and then talk to him with Matthew right around this area. The much easier and better solution is to just have everyone go north to this village, and you can basically funnel the enemies through here. You knock this snag down, it becomes a choke point, and it's very handy. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Lowen break this down from right there, or start to anyway. Let's see, yeah, he's right in range of the Pegasus Knight, so let's get Eliwu right next to Lowen to finish breaking the snag. And I'm going to position Oswin here, so he is right in the range of this javelin-throwing cavalier. I did practice this map off-screen. If it's not already apparent, I'm not very familiar with Hector hard mode, and I didn't want to bore you guys with my struggles in trying to figure out how to get through this chapter. So my evil plan was basically to do practice runs and figure out how to get through these chapters, and then I can show you guys the finished results. A lot of these strategies, I guess if you want to call them that I'm going to be trying to use, a lot of them are probably going to be mimics and copies of what Mecha's been doing for his 0% growths, for his negative growths run of Fire Emblem 7. I'm not obviously going to copy him exactly, because my characters are actually got positive growths, and they'll turn out okay, I hope. But nonetheless, he's had to use a lot of really interesting and unique strategies to get through chapters, so I'll probably be copying that a bit. Alright. So, to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to wait one turn before I have Becca capture that village for me. You know what, not on second thought, she's gonna do it right away. She is going to do it right away. Alright, so this village gives you a mine. Not the most useful item in the game. Basically, you set it down, and the first unit to step on it takes damage. It can be one of your own units. I've messed up my own mine strategies before. The more important thing about the mine is that it glitches. You can use it to glitch out the game and cheat. If you set it down and then an enemy triggers it, you reset the game on the enemy's phase, and then when it resumes, you will have control of the enemies. So you can make them do really stupid shit, like drop all their stuff. I do not intend to ever cheat while playing this, so I hope you're not expecting that, because I plan to not do that. Although the mind glitch actually reminds me of some things that are examples of my incompetence later on in the playthrough, but I will cover those when we get to them. For now, we're just going to funnel everyone up north here. Okay, so that Pegasus Knight will probably go for Rebecca. They do not like other Pegasus Knights. They're like super jelly. One thing I'm a little worried about is the fact that I don't have any good magic units. Like normally you'd have Sarah right here and then you recruit a few others. Since I don't have any good magic units, I'm not guaranteed a healer. I really, really hope I get one soon. Alright. And since so far my mages have been kind of crap, to be perfectly honest, I'm worried I'm going to have to go for a while without any healers. I could just open up the changelog file, or I could just look at the nightmare files, but I don't want to. Okay, so the Pegasus Knight formation here is kind of iffy. Okay. Let's let Lowenz get started on that snag. We're gonna have to make sure Ellie Wu stays safe. Let's put Matthew there. Okay. Ellie Wu goes up here. I think I'm gonna have Marcus move down, actually, and take out this little Pegasus Knight. Meanwhile, Becca is gonna take out this one with her Emblem Lance. Yeah, normally you can't get that in a regular playthrough. You have to have transfer data, and Rebecca, you're supposed to be the good one. Now what am I gonna do? Wait for your other at least 8 level ups for you to actually get something good out of it? Okay. Okay, this is a little bit worrying, but my evil plan... I'll put Sarah there. Let's put Dorcas on the forest. And Bartra right there. And Hector... Let's put Hector on the other forest. I think. Let's see. 4 speed. 9 minus 3, 6, so he doesn't get doubled. And her 14 damage minus Hector's 5 defense means 9. He should be safe. Fingers crossed. Oh wait, Ellie Wu was open. Oh crap, that's a reset. That's a reset! He gets doubled! Go! Okay, I'll see you guys back here. Alright, and we're back. Things did not turn out all that well, but we're at least this far in. I guess that's a bonus. Let's see, you take 11 there. 6. Okay. Let's see here. Not good. Very not good. Okay. I'm thinking... I think I'll have Boswin come down here and take out this Pegasus Knight. Because, you know, he's the Boswin. Alright. Now that she's dead, we can have Hector come up here and take out this Pegasus Knight. That one's gonna need healing. I guess I will put what's his butt there. Can you reach Eliwu? Yes, you can. Okay, we're not making that mistake again. Let's get Marcus in there, though. Marcus is always useful. I don't care that he's a sniper now. He is the best unit ever in the history of mankind. Ever! Ever! I'm gonna have Rebecca pick up 3 vulneraries. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell the red gem and the secret book. The secret book, it does increase skill, so if you have a unit with low skill who has bad hit rates, I guess you could use, well, I guess I actually shouldn't say that. You don't need to fix units. So that's part of what makes the secret book kind of meh. The units who need it, you probably don't really want to give it to them because you're not using them long term. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but the point is, skill boosts aren't as valuable as other stat boosts like strength and strength, speed, and defense, and maybe resistance? Maybe resistance. So the secret book is worth selling rather than using if you really want that boost to your gold. So I sold it. Anyway, since I don't have any healers, and I don't know when I'm going to get any, I am just going to work on that. Oh, thank God you didn't crit. And I don't care that Matthew missed, he is just fine. He did just fine. He didn't die. Accomplishments. And Oswin is doing pretty good despite his class deficiency and his gender reassignment surgery. I guess. I don't know. I don't think that really counts since he's still obviously a dude. Maybe he just has long hair and man boobs. You know what? Let's chalk that up to now he has long hair and man boobs. That works. Okay. It would have been fun to let Matthew weaken this guy so another person could kill him, but I don't think that's going to work out. Oh crap. That was kind of a misclick, but it is also what I wanted to do. Alright, he can stand on the shop, so let's have Rebecca move up here and stab her! Mwahahahahaha! Yay! Rebecca got a better level up. She didn't level up until just right now. That was a lot better of a level up. Thank you, Rebecca! Okay. Let's see. Boswin. Let's see. 13. So you go down to 11. 7 and 8. Alright. I'm gonna start with Eliwu. If Eliwu misses, I'm gonna have to improvise. But he didn't! Not very likely that he would miss. This game's hit rates, they're calculated very heavily in the player's favor. Well, I guess. I don't know. A lot of these enemies in Fire Emblem 7, they are slow and they have low luck, and that contributes to you generally having a pretty high hit rate. And then the game calculates hits with a double roll system. So the game will roll a dice twice, and then I think it averages out your roll. Ooh, excuse me. And if the average is higher than your hit percentage, then you miss. But if it's lower, then you hit. So really works out in your favor since a majority of the enemies are going to be very easy to hit. Alright, we're going to let Bartra take up his new role as a very tanky immobile wall. But he's going to start breaking down this snag. I believe the enemies will start to aggro and start moving north as soon as the snag breaks. So be careful about that, I guess. Oh yeah, I put Marcus there because all these bandits are armed with hand axes, and Marcus with his 2 range can counter their 1 to 2 range if he's just on the edge of it. Okay. So now soldiers and archers are going to start coming out of these 2 forts for a few turns. So I think now is a good time to break this snag down to start getting them to move this way while we funnel everyone else up to the north. Lowen's gonna visit. Yeah, visiting this village is mandatory for getting an optional, optional chapter, or a guidance chapter as they're usually called. And it's one I highly recommend doing. Very, very highly recommend, in fact, because it lets you recruit a very useful unit much, much earlier. Well, not much, much earlier, about 2 chapters sooner than normal, but 2 chapters sooner than normal is 2 chapters sooner than normal. Yeah, and I do believe all of these guys are going to start moving, including Guy and a few of the enemies surrounding him. And again, you gotta talk to him with Matthew. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but I'm gonna reiterate just in case. And I don't think bards as enemy units are programmed to actually work. So I should be safe from having Guy dance for the enemy, but even if not, I think I can keep them at bay or away for a little while and then get them. Okay, let's let Rebecca trade a vulnerary up to Bartra. And I don't want Bartra in the range of this archer because I want them to attack Marcus and get killed. So I'm just going to leave it at that, but let us move Sarah forward. Okay, we're good, we're good. We are good. This is basically turning into Archer Emblem. Can't believe I have to rely so heavily on such crap units! Well, crap classes. Marcus and Oswin are still great. Or, well, good, but they're not great because of their class. But they're still carrying this team. Because they're awesome like that. Alright. So, the evil plan is to let Guy get close. Let's see. Yeah, so I think you have an iron sword, right? Right. Okay. Let's have Bartra equip his steel lance. Let's get Marcus. Let's get him a vulnerary. Probably gonna run out of cash just getting vulneraries. Would it be safe? Yeah, it would be safe. Okay. Change of plans. I'm gonna put Rebecca there because I didn't think ahead enough. Okay. Okay. And then that'll have to do it! We'll do it to it. Oh, right. I should get Matthew closer. There we go. And despite this being a lot tougher than I expected, or, well, tougher than not randomizing the classes, I am definitely having a lot more fun with this than I did with my old scrapped playthrough that I didn't upload. That one was on Hector normal mode, and while the first few chapters were quite tough, it eventually just fell off in difficulty, and it was just way too easy to keep everything, yeah, just way too easy overall, so I scrapped it. Because I wanted to upload, well, it turned out horrible. I did all the commentary and post-commentary, and it turned out it was really, really tough to include post-commentary for a finished playthrough and, you know, remain on topic and relevant for the Fire Emblem playthrough. Hey, he got his point of speed! Oof, I know Bartra's speed growth isn't that horrible, but still. Anyway, let's talk to him! Now we have Guy on our side. Guy is normally a Myrmidon, but now he's a Bard. And it's a pretty interesting trade-off. Guy is normally a pretty good unit to have at this point in the game. His high bases ensure that he's one of your few good combat units, coupled with that killing edge he normally starts with. But he tends to fall off at about in a few more chapters when you have limited deployment slots and there are other units who can do better things, thanks to having a better variety of weapons to choose from and all that stuff, and, you know, eventually catching up to Guy. However, being changed into a Bard might be for the benefit for Guy overall. He's not going to be as useful in these early chapters, since I definitely need better combat units, but by the time I start getting more and more people to fight with, his utility as a Bard is never going to go away, and he should be useful much more useful overall. So, yeah, this is an upgrade for him. Yeah, work your head around that. Okay. Let's see. Got it! I'm going to move Marcus here. Take out that Pegasus Knight, because she's annoying me, and I don't like her. We are going to... We are going to play for Bartra. Oh, I should have turned on Guy's animation so you could actually see what he looks like. We're going to rescue Marcus. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I would love to drop Marcus here, but thanks to Oswin, I can't get him there, so I'm gonna have to drop him somewhere else. Okay. Well, actually, it doesn't matter, since I'm moving... Oh, I don't need to move Bartra up yet. Never mind, we are good. But I can move Oswin there, so the archer will not be able to reach him, so it doesn't even matter. It did not matter. Let's back up Sarah. Bad spot for Sarah. And Eliwood. Oh, Eliwood can take and drop Marcus. Yeah, one small glitch I've noticed with this randomizer is that after I've run it through the game, it lets me drop units in weird spots. Normally you cannot drop a grounded unit like a sniper on a peak, but this randomizer lets you drop them on things you normally wouldn't be able to. I'm going to try and not abuse that, because, yeah. Okay, anyway. Although, when I was trying when I did a randomized playthrough of the Sacred Stones, I actually had to take advantage of that glitch, because there was an enemy that spawned outside of a range I could reach, and I had to put a unit with 2 range. I had to drop them into the ocean from the pier because I didn't have any flying units. No one rolled Pegasus Knight or anything like that. It was nightmarish. Okay. Let's let Dorcas attack and see if he can get something out of it. Since I'm not guaranteed to get another magic unit, and all of these ones kind of suck, I think I should try and work with my best ones, and right now my best one is Dorcas. Mostly because he's got that huge HP stat. Alright, let's move Marcus forward. As a sniper, Marcus is actually capable of walking on rivers. And that was very handy when I was doing a test playthrough of this chapter. Very, very handy. Okay, and I'm going to have Rebecca top herself off with a vulnerary. Just in case. Okay. Alright, what's the damage? What is the damage? No damage. That's the damage. I think that level up really helped Bartra out. Yeah, Bartra's ending up being a lot more useful than I assumed he would be. But you know what they say about assumptions. Makes an ass out of you and me. Alright. Now I feel like that Sigurd of Katarina guy from Dark Souls. Let's let Bartra attack there. Because it doesn't really matter. He does not take damage from the attack, so does not matter. And then let's let Marcus flux this guy a question. Hold on, gotta readjust. Okay, I am adjusted. Not well adjusted, but I did adjust. Let's see. I want to be able to take out those archers first. So before I move Becca into range of the... Well, move Becca into the range to take out that soldier and get some experience, because let's face it, she's probably going to be one of the better units this playthrough. I want to make sure she's not going to get attacked by an archer. Never mind that they're... that bonus damage in this game is crap. I don't want to have to risk it. Better safe than sorry. Although that said, I'm putting a unit with only 1 range, or yeah, 1 unit who can't counterattack in range of 2 units that can hit him. So not good. Whatever. I really do like getting a flying unit this early on in a randomized playthrough. It's always so interesting. It really opens your mind up to the possibilities of things you can and cannot do. Oh right, I was going to turn on Guy's animation so we can see what he looks like as a bard. Just real quick, and then I'll keep them off for the rest of the game because that gets really tedious. I should have double-checked to make sure Marcus could even tank these guys. I mean, he usually can, so I just assumed he still could. But it's a risk that I should not have taken. Okay. Let's let Marcus back up 1 space and attack one of them with his killer bow. That one. Bartra, you do your thing there. Dorcus! Let's try and kill this guy. He did it! Yay! Now let's see if he can do it again. He doesn't look half bad. I'm trying to remember what the Nils sprite actually looks like, but it's been so long since I've actually seen Nils in this game. But yeah, he doesn't look too bad. Does not look too bad. Oh no! Dorcas, what are we going to do with you? We're gonna have to let Hector do your job for you. Yeah. And then, one thing I forgot to mention about both Hector and Eliwood is that if I did train them up and they got to level 10, I would be able to use the regular mage unit promotion item on them. So Hector would be able to promote, they'd both be able to promote much earlier than they normally would. I kind of want to avoid doing that. It causes problems. Like there's one chapter, Pale Flower of Darkness, which I want to say it's chapter 24 in this game, maybe 25. Not Pale Flower of Darkness. I forget the name of the chapter. Pale Flower of Darkness is something else. Anyway, I want to avoid doing that because that chapter has two variations, and they're based on the combined total level of the game's 3 lords. If it's 50 or higher, you get to go to one version of the map. If it's less than 50, then you go to the other. Most people usually get the less than 50 version, or below 50 version. I think it's the usual one on a regular playthrough, because while Hector is pretty easy to train, being an axe unit in a game with mostly lance users, or lance enemies, he gets to kick a lot of ass. But Eliwood and our third lord we haven't met yet, Lyn, they both struggle, especially on Hector hard mode. So it's really tough to get them the experience to go to that other map. I think I got it enough on my other Hector hard mode playthrough, and I regret it. I regret it so much. I basically have 3 mediocre units with a lot of levels under their belt, and it's really tough to actually use them because it's risky and not really worth it. Okay. I actually don't want to move for that way too much. Okay. You are going to play for Lowen here. Because we want Lowen to lure out and defeat that Pegasus Knight. And then I'm worried about drawing these guys too close. I don't think they'll aggro onto me until I get into their range. But I'd rather be, I don't want to be too risky, so I'm definitely gonna have to keep Eliwood out of their range since he is nothing but useless dead weight at this point. And honestly, I don't think that's ever going to change. Like, Eliwood's bases are just so low, and he has to gain 9 more levels in order to promote, and even then, I don't think his growths can make up for his horrible bases. He's got pretty balanced growth rates, so Eliwood's probably just going to be useless and irrelevant forever. And I'm not too sure if it's worth training him up to try and get to that alternate version of Four-Fanged offense. As much as I would like to recruit Geats instead of Wallace, I think I'm just gonna stick with Geats, or Wallace, whatever. And it's nice to see a good level up from Lowen. Always nice to see good level ups. Alrighty then. Alright. I guess I could try... Oh! He's only got a steel aim, so we can bully this guy until he dies. Okay. Let's let Marcus trade for this iron bow from Becca. And then Becca wants her own javelin, and then I think I want to get a bunch more vulneraries. It'd be very handy to get a vulnerary for everyone, but I don't think that's going to work out. Hey, cool, Elfire has a higher hit rate. Alright, so yeah, boys, not that difficult. Normally you can just have Hector stand in front of him with his signature weapon, the Wolf Beal, equipped. It's effective against knights and cavalry. But for me, I got 4 mages. So I'm going to hit this guy's significantly lower resistance stat. And yeah, I can't do a whole lot of damage, but I will power through. I'll probably have Marcus chip away at him too. Okay. Meanwhile, Rebecca, you will buy another javelin, and another javelin, and then Matthew. Let's let Matthew buy... Yeah, 2 vulneraries. Okay. And then... Okay, I'm gonna do that. It doesn't seem like those 4 remaining units down there are interested in moving. So we get to chip away at this guy for damage. Well, I mean, like we get to chip away at him for damage. Like, not that Osmond was doing 4. That obviously said 3. And speaking of 3, that's how much Marcus does with an iron bow. Handy! Why am I just pointing out the obvious? I don't know. Something's wrong with me. Okay. You know, I get the feeling this is going to take a while, so... Yeah, I'm thinking I'll either just cut ahead until he's dead, but that's pretty close, or... Nah, I think I can keep the recording just going the way it is. The way it is. Ooh. Here's an idea. Let's move Eliwu up 1 and let Guy play for Hector. And yes, I had to roll the R. It's sexier that way. No! How could you, Hector? You have failed me for the last time. Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay. So Marcus, you get to iron bow him. And then I do believe... Can Becca do any damage? Rebecca. She cannot do any damage with her current equipment. Sarah can't either. Maybe Dorcas can? He can do 3. And if he hits, I believe he gets a level up. Maybe he'll miraculously get another speed level up with his 20% growth. I am flabbergasted. Hey, he got more speed. That's why growth rates aren't the, I guess the word I'm looking for is most important thing to base your units' abilities or whether or not they're good. It's better not to concern yourself with that, and instead, it's better to look at their bases and such. because their bases will always be will always be the same no matter what, and that determines their performance right when you get them. Whereas your growth rates, well, higher growth rates obviously means you have a higher chance to increase them, but a higher growth rate does not guarantee a stat increase. Woo! Hector! Hector got a good level up too. Hector might not turn out so bad, but you never know. You never know. Oh, there's more than 4 enemies left. There's 6. Okay, I need to learn maths. Anyway, I am going to now do something that you probably shouldn't actually do. I'm going to build up supports between some of my units. So before I cut away to do that, though, let me just say my piece on supports, in that they're insanely broken, but completely optional. So I'd like to describe them as more of a beginner's crutch. Since they take a lot of time to build up, it really ruins your overall rating, and it doesn't build for an efficient playthrough. So going out of your way to build those supports is really, I wouldn't look at a support based on to determine whether or not a unit is good or bad. But if you're ever playing these games and struggling, building up supports is a good way to try and overcome some of those hurdles. Which is why they're a beginner's crutch. They're insanely broken and offer pretty good boosts. So use them if you need the help, but otherwise I'd say just ignore them. So the supports I plan on building, I'm gonna work on Dorcas and Bartra. Theirs builds up pretty quickly, and well, I think I'm gonna need Bartra a lot, and I'm kind of hoping to be able to get Dorcas up to level 10 so I can promote him with the first guiding ring. It would be very, very handy to be able to do that with Dorcas. Just in case I don't get a healer, he can actually fill that in, and I can use his support with Bartra to try and make up for his deficits. Beyond that, I don't have any of... I guess I could do Hector and Oswin. Oswin's probably going to be around for a while because most of my other units are crap, but he's probably also going to get dropped eventually. I don't know. We'll see, but for now, those are the two... I'm going to build those 2 supports up. I think I'll also do Lowen and Rebecca. And that's it. Okay, so yeah. Dorcas and Bartra, Hector and Boswin, and Lowen and Rebecca. Okay, so I will get a few more vulneraries and see you guys when that's all taken care of. So, see you guys then. Alright, we got those supports built up, so Dorcas and Bartra got a C, Lowen and Rebecca got a C, and Hector and Boswin got a C. I also got one between Guy and Matthew. I don't expect it to really do too much, but it really doesn't hurt, and honestly, I don't think either of them really really have anyone else better to support with. Worst case scenario, it doesn't really matter. Okay, anyway, gonna go ahead and seize the throne. Don't know why I'm rolling my R so much. Lord Hellman, no! Alright, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call that an episode. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Space Oyster, signing out.